Taylor Sheridan is a big force here in the area, and he just opened a new studio. But over the last 3 or 4 years, they've been shooting Landman, several of the Yellowstone series here, Lioness shoots here. And we have seen a marked increase in supplying them with batteries. We sell a ton of batteries to them. We also sell props. We sell like stunt props, safe weapons, breakaways, glass bottles. We support their audio department and some of the camera departments. It's just been great. And I have definitely seen a measurable increase in activity because of the incentives. And we also help the productions with their incentive opportunities.
We are the
Get Reelisms Podcast.
I am Adam Chase Ready.
And I am Christine Chen. And surprise, we're both filmmakers.
We get into it by sharing secrets, advice, and gossip in filmmaking.
We even get our other filmmaking friends to share theirs too.
So please, everybody, join us for
an ode to filmmaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Get Reelisms Podcast, episode 184. I am Adam Chase Rennie.
And I am Christine Chen. And today we have a special guest. Chris, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Christopher Bigbie. Former or still current producer director, former creative director, and I also own an Expendables company called Dependable Expendables, where we service video, film, and live events with hard to get and unique items for Expendables, gear, and supplies.
Awesome. And Chris, you also helped to put on an event in Texas. Could you talk to us more about what that event is?
Yeah. We're out of Dallas, Texas, of course, and I'm a part of an organization called the Dallas Producers Association, and I'm on the board, and we produce an annual show. It's been going on for about 30 years now, called the Texas Production Expo, held in Grapevine, Texas, and it was born out of a need to bring NAB to Central Texas. Our organization several years ago, what they would do is they would go to NAB, and 2 weeks later, there would be a mini NAB in Central Texas. A lot of the same participants, Canon, Panasonic, Bull Richardson, everybody, Harry, would participate in that as well. So you would still get a flavor of what was big or important at NAB, but it would be brought to our community here in Texas.
Yeah, so it's like a Cinegear of the South. Yeah, Cinegear of the South and NAB of the South. So yeah, an expo for the South, which is cool.
100%.
And so Get Reelisms actually got to participate this year, and it was a great time. So thank you so
fantastic.
much for that. Yeah, so it's like
you guys were a part of our booth. We have a lot of entrepreneurial filmmakers who create products that we sell through our store, and Get Reelisms was one of those fantastic outfits, creatives making products and solving problems for other creatives. It was great to have you guys at our booth this year.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we love being able to see how other filmmakers come up with solutions in the field, essentially. And that's really neat to see film folks become entrepreneurs because they're just literally trying to solve a problem in the field. Yeah, because we're always we're on the sets and we're just like, we're just trying to make this work better. And then something comes out of that because we're just trying to solve problems. And yeah, one of the cool things about Texas right now is the push for tax incentives that have happened this year. That's coming into play. The new tax incentives, when do those come into play? It started this year or it's happening next year?
They kicked in last September, just a little over a month ago. Yes. And there's already been a lot of activity from some films, but mostly episodic television, which has become the new movie industry. Feels a lot of the Paramount Plus shows, the Taylor Sheridan stuff, such as Landman, Lioness, Yellowstone, the Yellowstone spinoff, they've all been shooting here in the area for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and it's like I heard one of the largest tax incentives to be signed, right? For at least in the history of Texas. Is that correct?
Definitely in the history of Texas. And Texas is what people may not know or remember. Texas started the whole tax incentive program back in the 80s. It was one of the very first states to do, and at the time became the third coast to LA, New York, and then Texas RoboCops were filmed here. A lot of the CBS shows were filmed here. Prison Break was filmed here. But then since then, a lot of other states have enacted their own incentives. So it's important for Texas to become competitive in what's now a saturated market for incentives. So Taylor Sheridan has been a big advocate along with Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey. All right. And they have really championed these new incentives that Christine mentioned. And what it does is it incentivizes economic activity in the state. And one of the things it does is it incentivizes purchases and business transacted with Texas-based companies. So if you're a Texas-based company doing business with the film, it's important to them to purchase from you. Even they could get the same product across state lines or somewhere else for the exact same price, exact same product. The fact that they acquired it through a Texas-based entity counts toward their spend that will be calculated at the end of the production that then builds upon how much rebate they get back.
Yeah, I have participated in this, not specifically in Texas, but in Louisiana as a producing side. And it makes a huge difference. This was when I did my feature in Louisiana. And what happens is they're specific. So for example, if you order something from Amazon, none of that counts because it's from Amazon. Now, if you bought food from your local grocery store in Louisiana, but in this case in Texas, that counts. And so they count the amount of tax spend that you purchased your item, you get a percentage of that rebated to you. So it may count maybe a few dollars here and there, but when it's a few dollars here and there added out, compounded, it ends up being a lot of money. And that amount ends up being your marketing budget at the end, or it's an extra. I think I ended up having a good extra $20,000-$30,000 that became a lot of money for my marketing, Facebook, YouTube spend, which comes in clutch for a small independent film budget. Yeah, for companies such as yours, for Dependable Expendables and stuff, I think this helps a lot because when people, for example, order the same things, they usually go to something like Film Tools or somewhere in LA, but now they can order something from a local store like Dependable Expendables in Texas, and they would be able to get a rebate from whatever spent within Texas to apply back to what they spend on the overall production. Is that correct, Chris?
Absolutely. Yes, that's true. And we keep many of the popular products that we sell through a lot in hand. So we actually can be faster than Amazon in many cases for some of these purchases. And that comes in clutch. I can't tell you how many Fridays we have to stay open late because productions are buying something at the very last minute because they need it over the weekend. And there are many products that we keep on hand that Amazon can't even get it to them fast as we can. And then we arrange drop-offs at set or productions, studios. So I feel like there are many areas that we can actually compete with Studio Depot and Film Tools and B&H with the tax incentive program, but also the fact that you can get your hands on it today.
Yeah. One of those things I know that is, I have it, which is on-set headsets. It's one of those things. Yeah. And so that we're trying to get in.
They're one of we sell Matthew Thingy. I saw him on a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
we carry on-set headsets and tubies.
Very good. Yeah, which you need those on a set, which you never know when your headsets will go down on a film set, which is your communication on a film set. And your walkies and all that is.
Yeah, or using a recycled headset from production that you're more comfortable having your own setup. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty freaking amazing. But yeah. How have you seen the tax incentives affecting just Texas already for you in terms of, I don't know, through the expo, through Dependable Expendables and everything? How has it been from a small business standpoint, or have you seen productions increase already? How has your involvement been thus far?
It's been good. Taylor Sheridan is a big force here in the area, and he just opened a new studio. But over the last 3 or 4 years, they've been shooting Landman, several of the Yellowstone series here, Lioness shoots here. And we have seen a marked increase in supplying them with batteries. We sell a ton of batteries to them. We also sell props. We sell like stunt props, safe weapons, breakaways, glass bottles. We support their audio department and some of the camera departments. It's just been great. And I have definitely seen a measurable increase in activity because of the incentives. And we also help the productions with their incentive opportunities. We make them aware that their purchases are tax exempt. We help them get the paperwork filed with the comptroller's office. And then we also help them make sure that they get all the documentation for the accounting at the end.
Yeah. I love Texas. And so I'm always looking for opportunities to go back. And yeah, so Austin, going back to shoot there. Hint, hint, everyone.
Hey, we'd love to help support your production. Hint, hint, Christine.
Yes. I would love to figure out how to make my next film back in Texas. So that is my next goal. And so I was very happy that the Texas tax incentives passed there. And yeah, where have you seen most of where is Landman shooting? Is it near Austin, or is it more in Dallas, Grapevine, or do you know where?
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fort Worth. Their PO is out of Fort Worth, and they have quite a few remote locations. I'm not on production, but I know that they PO out of Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
And so is the new Yellowstone spinoff and Lioness. But we also sell, despite the tax incentives, we also sell to CBS's Chicago Fire. We also sell to some of the CSI shows. One of our biggest products are silent bags. We sell Tim Schultz, who was a famed prop master in LA, designed silent plastic paper bags. And so we carry those now. We sell a lot of those. A lot of the Canadian shows buy those, but they're silent paper bags that don't disrupt the audio, so the actors can do their prop work without creating a lot of racket. And then it falls to the sound department to say, hey, make that bag quieter. And of course, sound. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
The mic's got to be right there. That's where that mouth is. So anyway, those are another popular item that we sell a lot of.
How did you get started in this business, if you don't mind me asking? Were you in production?
Yeah. Yes. I'm a producer, director, and former creative director. I used to work with quite a few marketing agencies and ad agencies. I worked for quite a few production houses around town.
Yeah.
And
when did you start? Like
1989, I started.
Wow.
I was a production assistant on Texasville, Peter Bogdanovich's Texasville, sequel to The Last Picture Show. A fantastic film, by the way, Last Picture Show. I was a PA plucked out of the obscure mall of Psych Center, Zooks.
Wow.
And they filmed in Wichita Falls, which is in North Texas. And I wanted to be in film, and I got lucky one day, and the editing team came into the store, and I was waiting on them, and they liked me and gave me a referral, and I got on, and so that was the beginning.
Yeah. And then you've always just been in Texas?
Yes, I've had the fortune of traveling around the country and places around the world for my job. That's one of the best things about our careers, is that client-sponsored trips are amazing. And then you're getting to do something you love while you're there, making something or shooting something or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, been based out of Texas mainly the whole time.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I was directing a video series for the Chickasaw Nation. They did a language learning series partnered with Rosetta Stone.
Oh, okay.
They had and again, like you said, Christine, it's about solving problems, right?
Yes.
And bringing a solution. And this is what this project was fantastic in that sense, in that the nation had realized that less than, I think, 10% of their population spoke the native language of Chickasaw, but they were all over 70. So the language was literally on the cusp of extinction. So the nation partnered with the Rosetta Stone and created a language learning series. And with that comes a video series. And we created this kind of pseudo episodic story of a modern Chickasaw family. There's a father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The kids fight and bicker and prank each other, and dad's always checked out. Mom's always annoyed. Yeah. But what he did is it portrayed a modern Chickasaw family that live a modern everyday life, but they speak Chickasaw at home. Just a Hispanic family might speak Spanish at home. And we created 4 seasons, 4 years, and of this language learning series. But in the first season, one of the characters was operating a paper bag and saying, "This is an apple. And the noise was unbearable. It was killing us. And it was important to hear the language. That was the whole point of this, is to try and save this language and inspire, educate, and entertain a new generation of
Yeah.
interest in the language. And so it's obviously important. So the producer and I were both frustrated. And I said, hey, there's this thing called silent bags. I think this guy in LA. So we got on the internet, we bought a couple, and that saved us because every season there's at least one episode where somebody has a paper bag coming home from the store.
Okay.
And that saved us. So fast forward years later, a friend of mine had an expendable store and they were looking to sell it. And I remembered that experience, and I love that idea of helping filmmakers solve problems on set. That's what it was all about. And so having an expendable store to help do that, facilitate that, is what was attractive about it. And I collaborate every week with productions trying to solve a problem on set. I get to participate in that a little bit. And oftentimes we have to find a creative, new, innovative way to do it, but we usually have these tools already in front of us that we can rely on. And that's what our TikTok is all about. Our TikTok is all of these tutorials that show people how to solve problems on set.
That's cool.
That's
Do you
awesome.
still write and direct these days?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just directed a BNSF piece that, anyway, yes. The point is yes. And whenever I get an opportunity, I'd love to be on set.
Yeah, that's awesome. And where do you see Dependable Expendables going, or where do you see, what's the bigger goal for you as a writer, director, or producer, or like where do you want to see Texas going, and what's the bigger picture?
Well, that's a pretty broad stroke question. There's like
I
3
know.
questions in that one
I know.
interrogative. Yeah. I think my career as a producer director is different and independent of that as Dependable Expendables.
Okay.
And I think, Christine, you also have a walkie rental business. Is that right? Yes.
That's
Okay.
correct. Yes.
And so you get it, right? Your identity and creative passion probably isn't in renting walkies.
Correct. That one was born out of like necessity, which I'm sure your stuff was also born out of necessity. A lot of stuff was born out of necessity to help my career. Like the walkie stuff was because I literally was on a set that made us use toy walkies that made my life as an AD worse. And I said, never, ever again. And so I convinced a friend to become a business partner because I said there is something in this where I could literally come and it would be an easy sell because it's part of my job description to have walkies. And then I would never have to work with toy walkies again.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's genius.
It was the worst having these toy walkies on set. It made my life a living hell.
So yeah, I still write and direct, and I also help other people, young people who are starting their creative journeys. I often will get a reach out from someone who wants advice in some arena or another as an AD or a cinematographer, or as a director, or as a creative director. I have those kind of conversations every week with somebody, it seems like. And that's a part of what I like about the DPA, the same organization that produces the Texas Production Expo, is because we do afford a lot of creative educational opportunities for both experienced and the novice audience. And with all the universities that now have a film or media program, which in my day, back in 1989, it wasn't like that. You had to find a school that had a good media program. Now they all have broadcast stations and film departments. And there's just more and more people coming into the arena, the space, with an interest and a passion to learn. And it's just cool to help afford that for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I was growing up, I grew up in Wichita Falls, and I was always interested in filmmaking. And there was no one around me that could answer my questions. People couldn't even explain television. They couldn't even explain how television worked. And I was fascinated with the idea of television and recorded media, the ability to capture, record images that could then be played back later forever. As a child, that was magic. That was amazing. It still is, actually. But no one could feed my brain. It wasn't until I got closer to college where I started to start getting the information I've been seeking all along. So I get how frustrating it is to get quality information or guidance and something that you're really want to learn or passionate about, but there are no resources.
Yeah. Definitely. And I just think education, that's like the thing that you can do to give back. And so that's why we did Get Reelisms, was me, Kelly, Jason. We were on this really terrible set in Texas that once it was a non-union set in the hottest summer in Austin in 2016. and it was so hot and we were suffering. And I just remembered the top of the line being really mean to us because we didn't know. We were quite new, and some of us were like peeing for the first time or something. And we were like, we don't want this to be the experience for somebody else of feeling like you are below, you're not good enough because you just didn't know a few terms. And so we wanted to design something that was fun and cool and easy to learn, that made you feel like you could belong, that you could learn on your own time and just feel accessible. And that's kind of why we built Get Realisms, because I felt like there is this extreme an old school mentality in the industry where gatekeeping, and I don't believe in that. I think film should be like, hey, you get together your friends and make something fun and you tell stories, because that's why we are in the industry. I feel like you start off that way, at least wanting to just tell stories, right? Get your friends together to tell stories, the magic of filmmaking. And I get it, as we get older and we are trying to find the budgets, you can't find the money, you get jaded and it's stressful and sometimes you lose that magic. But I feel like you have to keep remembering why you did it in the first place.
Are we circling back to the topic you guys were talking about before you brought me on? I got Adam all riled up about bad set vibes and
yeah,
talked down to from the top. I feel like we're circling back on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so excited to see Adam so worked up before you guys brought me on.
Yeah, but like you said though, it's like that continued like curiosity, like when you're on a set, like before you even step foot on a set, because I had this similar like upbringing where like I grew up in the Bay Area, and California, yeah, it's known for filmmaking, but only in LA. I was up north. So growing up, I felt like I was isolated and away from people explaining film in any way, shape, or form to me. So I had that curiosity and I wanted to pursue that. And then once I got in, that curiosity didn't stop. It just kept going, because I was like, maybe there's got to be a better way to fix this and not deal with it. Or like with Christine, with her first shoot and developing the idea of Get Realisms, of like, this is like one of the reasons why that curiosity never dies. And we just constantly reinvent whatever problems that we have as like a business solution. You know?
I didn't want to gloss over how brilliant I think your book is, Christine, and the purpose that it serves. And that I used to have my interns read it when they would come in the first week. You guys got to pick up that book and
that's awesome.
Wrapping your head around some of that. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
and
you.
I think it's brilliant. And we also, I have a new niece, and she's not even 1 year old now, maybe 2 years old. She'll be 2 years old this year. And another niece who's 9-ish and a nephew who's 5 or 6. And so we bought the ABC's book of filmmaking for
That's
them.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Start them young.
Exactly. Because I have a set of other siblings. I have 4 other siblings, and I have brought them all on set. Five other siblings. I brought them all on set at various points in my career when they were of age. And all of them brilliantly decided that filmmaking was not for them. So,
Thank
but
God.
I got 3 more shots with my nieces and nephew. There's 3 more. And your book is their indoctrination.
Yeah. And they're gonna go show up to their first day on their very first shoot, knowing a plethora of information that your siblings didn't have before. So you're setting them up for success. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm so happy to hear that the Texas tax incentives is bringing so many positive
Me too.
things to Texas and helping out with Dependable Expendables, and hopefully is going to bring opportunities to Texas and for filmmakers and whatnot, because I love Texas and I love the community and Texas film community, and I love my Texas film friends and everything, and I hope to make more films in Texas and to come back to Texas. I'm always like, what is everybody doing up in Texas? And I can't wait for the next Texas Expo.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Are you gonna join us this year personally?
I hope so. When is the next one? Do you know the dates yet?
So whenever they announce NAB, we're
Yeah.
usually 2 to 4 weeks within the following month.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm sure they've already announced NAB. I'm not sure if we secured our date, but whatever NAB is,
Yeah.
one of those next 2 to 3 weeks later will be Texas
Around the
Production
dates.
Expo, and I think it's always on a Tuesday. It's always a midweek thing.
Okay.
Okay.
And around which month is it usually?
Usually that's April or May.
April, May.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
We'll look
typically
out
Okay.
for it.
Let me see when NAB is this year.
Yeah.
Just out
Okay.
of curiosity, because I'm
Yeah,
curious now.
yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, I wanna know.
But
Yeah.
yeah, let's see.
Okay. Maybe I've been tagged to maybe do something in Texas in April, so we'll see.
April 18th through 22 is when NAB is. So,
Very possible.
yeah, so maybe
Mm.
like a first week or so, first or second week of May, actually, because it'll
Ooh,
be.
it's very possible. I've literally been
Yeah.
tagged to do something in Texas, so we'll
I like
see.
them odds.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in the talks.
So you might be doing something here in the region. Is that what you're saying? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So yes, we're in the talks. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
It's always, go ahead,
Oh,
Chris.
please, Adam, please.
No, I was just gonna make a little fun side note. Is like every other episode of Get Realisms, fans will know that every other episode is I hate LA from Christine.
I
LA
tolerate it.
sucks.
It's become I tolerate it now.
Yeah, now it's fine. it's
tolerate it.
okay. But like anytime Texas is brought up, she's oh yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go back,
Help
dude.
me.
There's a lot because of those incentives, because it's not just the purchases, of course. I mean, there's also incentivization for building studios in Texas, and you'll get tax breaks for these economic impact zones, they're calling them. And you also get a bump in incentive if you portray Texans in a positive light. You get like another 2.5% or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's just incentive by layers. And there is more and more studio activity happening.
Yeah.
We talked about Taylor Sheridan just opened his studios over by Alliance Airport, but Bastrop, Texas has apparently attracted an LA studio that has broken ground. They've bought this acreage and they're developing because that area affords the Colorado River is there. There's like little mini mountain range. There's a lot of geographical landscape that is hard to acquire in a small locale. And so who knows, with the economic growth that's happening in that space, hopefully it affords many opportunities for Christine to stay in Texas.
That'd be fun. Yay. Bring me home.
As a DGA as well. That's pretty cool.
That would be nice. All righty.
Well-
Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your time today. And hopefully I will get to see you soon. And yeah,
Looks like we'll see you in May.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
That'll be cool. That would be
Right on.
really cool.
It's a fun time, and it's a show that attracts a good cross section of people, and you'll see people who are students who are interested in learning the craft and starting their creative journey. There are decision makers in large creative departments. There are independent creatives, cinematographers, directors, producers. It's a good cross section of the industry, and it's not only is it a great expo, it's a fantastic networking opportunity.
Excellent. Yeah. So everybody look out for is it Texas Production Expo? Is that how you call it?
Nailed it.
Awesome. Texas Production Expo happening around April or May. The announcement will happen a few weeks after the announcement for NAB. So
Oh no,
please-
it'll happen way before that. Of course. Hold on. Let me see if it's.
maybe it's out already.
I was
Who
just going to check. I don't think.
Okay.
And I did check our minutes from the last
Yes.
couple of meetings to see if
Yes.
we'd set a date.
Maybe the date's already out.
Yeah,
Maybe you're the first to hear about it.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Finally get
everything
breaking news.
exclusive. This could be a Get Reelisms exclusive.
Oh my
Hey, now.
God. That would be cool.
And yeah, no, I don't got it.
That was a drum roll for nothing.
Mhm,
Oh well.
Yeah, that's what I do. Build up expectation.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
So-
much,
Please,
Chris,
You're
for being
in
part of it.
Dallas. Please go check out
Yeah.
Expendables brick and mortar, but definitely go online and check
It
out
looks-
all the cool goodies and stuff. And remember, when you are in Texas, go order from them because of the
Yes.
tax incentives. You will have a difference. Don't go order from Amazon because you're not going to get any tax benefits from doing that. There is definitely a difference. I know, speaking from experience. So, yes.
DependableExpendables.com.
Dependable Expendables.
DependableExpendables.com, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of great housekeeping, you know what time it is. It's GetReelisms.com, ladies and gentlemen.
Which
Pick
you
up your
can also
books.
find at Dependables Expendables as well.
Also on Dependable Expendables.
Yes.
That's crazy.
We are also a vendor at Dependables Expendables as well.
So get your books at GetReelisms.com or Dependable Expendables. Thank you again, Chris, for being part of this. This was awesome. We got to chat. We got to chat again. We got to keep
Keep on Texas filmmaking.
keeping up
Yes.
Texas filmmakers straight up.
Yes.
No
I would
diggity.
love to. Yeah. And Adam, Christine, thank you so much for having me on today. And I had a great time. And,
Yeah.
Let's do it again.